the team that went to back-to-back national championship games, part of the Shark Women's Beauty Champions Classic, the very first one, the number 17 Hawkeyes against the not yet rated but undefeated Volunteers of Tennessee. Two very proud, storied programs, but beginning anew with outstanding new head coaches. One of vintage background, Jensen, 17 years an assistant to Bluter, and Caldwell, who I think raised the eyebrows of many in the women's college basketball world when she got the opportunity to coach in Knoxville. Hawkeyes have it. And there's a steal right away. The turnover issue is a problem. And end to end goes Ruby Whitehorn. And it's 2-0 Lady Vols.
So it's not just the half court, full court. You see it here. There is going to be bodies everywhere in orange, and it's tough to simulate in a practice setting. So Iowa's going to have to settle into this quickly.
Iowa also getting accustomed to having Olsen back. There's another turnover. That's two. She had a lacerated knee in Cancun.
Whitehorn shooting the gap here. You see her go end to end. They have got a level of quickness, but also with synergy and connectivity. And for Iowa, we heard from Jensen earlier, without Lucy Olsen the last two games. She's a newcomer from Villanova, so she's going to be a very important part of keeping this team in command.
Yeah, and all eyes on her, playing the position once held by the great Caitlin Clark. And another quick bucket for Tennessee.
Talaysia Cooper has just been so good in only her redshirt sophomore season.
Oh, there's another turnover. And the worst nightmare for Jensen has come to fruition. 3 quick turnovers leading to 6 points.
However, what you have to realize is it's early, and so it does take time. And while it feels like a lot early on, you've got to stay composed at this moment.
This is their game. Pass it around, find the open person, and work the glass. Back. The iron unkind, and it's pulled down inside by Talaysia Cooper. There's a pilfer for Iowa. Olsen on a baseline drive that'll lead to an offensive foul. It'll go the other way.
And a hard drive here by Iowa. Spencer does a good job getting her feet set, getting in front. And you look right there, the movement on defense, and already we're talking about the things that Tennessee does. Well, what do? Kim Caldwell already has substitutions in. Get set to see this throughout the course of the entire game.
It's like a bus stop. There's a dead ball, there's a horn blowing, and here come 3 new Lady Vols.
You got to catch it or else it's going to keep moving.
Cooper. Oh, yeah, Nylon. She is smooth. South Carolina transfer. Actually sat a year after that transfer. Dawn Staley has so much talent there. Here's Olsen off the bounce. That ends the drought for the Hawkeyes. 8-2 Tennessee.
Steady by Olsen, getting to the middle of the paint. See one go through.
That's a push. Cooper with the chicken wing out. It'll go the other way to Iowa.
So Iowa will also be opportunistic on the push. You see it here, Lucy Olsen, nice move around her back, steps right into it. This is a good screen set here by Falter, does a good job just diverting the defense. And again, that's going to be early on in the game. Anytime a team jumps out to a quick lead, it feels like a lot, but it's continuing to just get used to where players are going to be at, the timing and the quickness of all of it.
Olsen is a leader, but with humility and just the right person, and was tagged by Jensen and staff early to take over that crucial point guard position that had been manned by transformational talent like Caitlin Clark. And the other veteran, Anna Stuelke, giving it up. And another takeaway. Tennessee's quickness to the ball. Alisa Latham that time, the Syracuse transfer. And it's 10-2. 5 for 5 from the floor of the Lady Vols. And Stuelke is fouled as she takes it inside.
And Stuelke is who you have to get involved. And Tennessee Lady Volunteers, they are stacked. They've got a lot of depth, and you look right here, the amount of seniors. So 1 freshman, 2 sophomores, 4 juniors. And what's impressive about seniors is the buy-in that happened immediately. Sometimes you get a new head coach, and it takes a little bit of time to get involved. When Kim Caldwell stepped in, she told these seniors, what she was expecting, the man she had, if they wanted to be part of it, and there was great communication. There was a great level of just the understanding of what it would look like, and already so far they've had a tremendous start.
Well, we could spend the entire night resetting the lineups. 4 new balls came in during that free throw situation. Micaiah Boyd is in the game for the first time. Only Cooper stayed on the floor. Here's Puckett off the back iron, and over the back is Spearman. Also just into the game, Z, the youngster out of Dacula, Georgia, Miami transfer, at 13 in that win over Florida State. But they play basically, those of you that are familiar with all forms of basketball, it is play hard for 2.5 to 3 minutes. You'll get a green light on offense if you play hard on defense, and then we're going to substitute for you. That's the way the Lady Vols play. Olsen to Stuelke. They're going to rule that ball may have been deflected. No, they're going to say no. And it looks like a consultation between Kamey and Michael McConnell here.
Look tipped to me.
I thought it was tipped.
Yeah,
so we'll stay on this end.
And that's an aspect you're going to see Hannah Stuelke is adding that three-point shot to her game. She moved from the 5 back to the 4 this season. You look at Addison O'Grady getting a lot of starts, and so that's a part of how she's trying to continue to evolve and grow her looks.
Stuelke with a baseline drive and pull up. Stays with it. Volunteers come away with it. Cooper and the trailer is Bucket. Cooper too strong with that one, and off the deck. It's pulled down by Addie O'Grady. Olsen pumps it. Oh, no one there for Tennessee. No one there to block out. And a falter. Sydney a falter there to clean it up.
Something you're going to have to look at, the glass, what that looks like. That's an area that the Hawkeyes can find a way to take advantage.
They like to force the Lady Vols into a half-court game, and you're right. Rebounding can be problematic for this young Tennessee team.
Well, and also if you want to run, that's a major factor in it on both sides.
Well, they've had more misses, yes, but they've out-rebounded Tennessee 7-2 already.
And so take a look right here. Everyone's a little bit scrambled. What happens off the shot? You've got a wide-open look to come on in, clean lane, and no one picks up a falter. A great job off that possession, and that's where you hope that things will get a little disjointed.
Nice pass. Beautifully done. And that's just outstanding work by Lucy Olsen to find the open O'Grady. 10-8. So after that quick start and 5 straight turnovers to open this game by Iowa, a 6-0 Hawkeyes run. Another great rebound by Stuelke.
And it's a big box out. That's a part of it, how Iowa can use their size to their advantage against this Tennessee quickness.
Love the way Olsen probes when she has the ball. Eyes always up.
And she's strong.
Much stronger than her appearance might deliver. She looks sleight of size, but she plays tough. Up against the clock, Stuelke, count it. Just so deliberate and patient in that sequence, and we're tied at 10. They're launching them quick. Whitehorn can't get it to go. McCabe on the deck, giving it up to Stuelke. Iowa getting in rhythm now in their half-court sets. That ball was knocked away by Tennessee. Well, after a quick burst by the Lady Vols, Stuelke and company got in rhythm. The dish, a thing of beauty, dropping dimes and having a time in the 5 boroughs of New York.
They are. They're a little taller. They might be a little faster. Overall, they might jump a little higher, but they're not better basketball players. You can't make those passes. You get too deep, you got to be really aggressive with it, all right? Get up high. Get up high, break.
I love this. the mic'd up factor. After a tough start, they've hit their last 5 in a row. This quick start's been unreal for them.
Well, Tennessee, number 2 team in the country in steals per game. You saw that early, right out of the gates. They were shooting the passing lanes. They were doing a great job and just understanding and anticipating Iowa's moves. It was half court, it was full court, and it was something that you could tell Iowa felt early on. And it's going to be a part of how the Volunteers play throughout the entirety of this game. But as you would mention, the Hawkeyes settled in nicely. And since then, they had a better feel of how they could get into their offense and do so by really trying to get the ball in the paint.
And controlling the glass. They're 9-2 in the rebounding category. Tennessee, by the way, has already made 36 substitutions.
Get ready.
36.
The scorer's table. We need to send them some extra gifts after this game.
Our statistician, Ethan Cooperson, is working in overtime, and we're just through the first television timeout.
But this is Kim Caldwell, how she plays, and she had talked to us earlier, and she said this is also in some ways characteristic of how she played as a college player.
They are so good at creating their own shots. Cooper, and to follow. Nice work, just staying alive as Kanaya Boyd, scoreless in the last outing against Florida State, went 0 for 3 in that game, gets her first bucket in a couple of nights out.
And as you know, it's always a possession game, so the offensive glass, of course, turnover, those are going to factor in.
Oh, great backdoor cut. Good coverage, though, by Tennessee, and they get the block. Spearman does the job for the Lady Vols. Let's create the open look. And in amongst the trees, the smallish Lucy Olson might be guilty of a root out that time. I think they're going to get her.
I think so.
No, Boyd, they're going to say committed that foul as opposed to Olson. I thought maybe she got the old root out call.
Yeah, Boyd trying to fly in. You like the attack on the offensive glass.
Teams have combined to be 0 of 10 from trays, and there's another foul again off the ball, or on the ball actually. Talaysia Cooper gets her second.
And that's what you're going to see, Tim, is that Tennessee leads the country in both takes and makes from the three-point line. The difference, though, is the efficiency. They're just over 29%. So if you can force misses, it changes the complexion of what that looks like and how they play.
Lucy Olson at the free throw line, Collegeville, Pennsylvania. 3rd highest scoring in the nation a year ago. You think about Clark and then Juju Watkins of USC. This young lady had 40 points against Temple in a matchup that meant a lot, of course. It always does in Villanova. And she's an outstanding talent inside and out.
3 years at Villanova. I called a handful of her games there. And the things that we talk about her being now, this leader of the organization, that's what she always has been.
Ooh, nice wraparound move there. Beautifully done. Sarah Puckett, Hustle Shoals, Alabama, her home. 14-12 Tennessee. And she was trying to lob it inside for O'Grady. She couldn't catch up to it. Yet another turnover. That's number 7. And from way downtown, NBA range, that one was launched by Spencer. Samara could not hit it. Olson, cross-court pass. Beautifully done to Mulaney, and she knocks it down.
Oh, Mulaney could shoot, and she's just a freshman. She's coming out of McFarland, Wisconsin. The numbers don't necessarily show it yet.
And they're throwing up some rainbow J's now. Down the floor, it was not balanced, but again, a little too strong, that pass for Mulaney, and it's another Iowa turnover.
Seen a lot of three-point looks from Tennessee, but Sarah Puckett off this play does a good job just turning the corner, going right at Mulaney. That's a tough finish as she gets the bouncer in. And she's a senior, an ability to use her size here from Iowa. Excellent job cross-court. Shift that defense. And a smooth-looking drop there by Mulaney.
That's just great court awareness to throw that skip pass in transition like that. 15-14 Iowa, their first lead of the game, and there's a bump against Olson. Samara Spencer hit the deck. That's the first on Lucy. You have the quarter system in the women's game. They play 4 quarters. I like the idea. I think it keeps the game moving in
like
a lot of ways.
Like an NBA game.
It
Yeah,
is.
pro-style game.
Whitehorn. That turnaround won't go, but again, right there on the offensive glass. Just Great work inside by Latham. And another pilfer. And a pick and a deuce by Darby. Tess Darby into the scoring column. So 2 quick hits for Tennessee, a 4-point trip. Olsen pulls up. Count it.
Tough shot. Iowa wants to play in the half court offensively.
This is that constant push-pull, right? Contrasting styles. Iowa wants to slow it down, play the half court, and that's going to be a block. Tennessee won't like it, but that's a good call.
Well, because Spencer was already having a conversation with the officials in that previous possession. Let's take a look right there. Spencer up on her, and a little bit of a chicken wing there by Olsen, but nonetheless, and this is what you're going to see, though, by both these teams, and you already do, the physicality.
Yeah, and those are the kind of fouls that really Kim Caldwell doesn't mind. I mean, she's got plenty of fouls to give. She plays everybody. Right? So if you're not physical and you don't play hard and fast.
Well, it's a part of the pressure.
Absolutely.
And especially in the point guard and Lucy Olsen, that's what you want to do. And the balance in the press, what it's going to look like, as Caldwell talked with us earlier about today, a lot of the teams they played, they want to put them on the deck. They want to make sure that they make them bounce. Iowa is a team that can play you through the pass.
Iowa by 1. Jewel Spear now operating out at the top at the point. Boyd with a baseline wide open. Late convergence by Iowa. Knocked away, it'll be out of bounds.
That's awesome help by Mulaney, because a great take right here. She's coming from behind.
Not that the shot clock has come into play in this game
These
just
are
yet.
the games we love, Timmy.
Indeed.
Keep them moving.
Boyd with an air ball. You know, they shoot 38 threes a game, and Caldwell really doesn't mind. She'd like to see their percentage up around 33 instead of 28%.
Well, and also just getting into a rhythm as shooters. That's something you've got to get adjusted to with the quick substitutions in and out, how you're playing on the run. You're not getting the same type of cadence and rhythm looks or on the floor as you might otherwise.
Mulaney. That one was a little left of the target. Tennessee is 0 for 10 from downtown during the first quarter. Inside move again. Puckett can't get it to go. Pulled out of there by Feuerbach. Feuerbach is one of those players that's an outstanding role player for this Iowa team. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the quarter clock. Olsen with a 1-4 set. There's the high pick. Oh, nice little duck under. She gets the foul. Count it and 1. Hello, how do you do?
Lucy Olsen is a scorer, and she's tough. She may not have size, but you said it, the duck under, able to create some room and space for herself. She feels the contact, and look her there just as she's going to the left. That's a great job against the size of Puckett over the top. And she's got a savviness and craftiness about her game. We already mentioned she's a senior. She was preseason first team All Big Ten. She has missed the last 2 games because of a knee injury. Of course, Jan Jensen and this entire Iowa team thrilled to have her back, because not only the play on the floor, but it provides confidence for the rest of her teammates. You already see it in how she's able to resonate.
Well, she has that girl next door look, but she's an assassin inside as well as out from an offensive standpoint. Trying to go the length of the floor in 7 seconds. Quick foul with 4.6. Not a bad idea. Olsen now, as she sits down, has 9 points in the last 3:20. 11 total to lead the way. Falter picked that one up, and Tennessee will trigger it inside court with 4.6. Here comes Samara up against the clock. And that'll be the 11th miss from downtown for Tennessee in the first. Jan Jensen set it up in the pregame, didn't she? They may be bigger. They may be a little faster. But we're going to play position ball and then run it right down their throats.